Hey everyone, Taylor Mitcham here from Dronero, and in this video we're going to talk about how to travel with your drone on an airplane, specifically how to pack it, what you can and can't bring on the flight, and how to get to your destination with your drone safely right now. So we're first going to talk about a smaller size drone such as this. This is very comparable to the DJI Phantom 4, Phantom 3. This drone right here specifically is the Autel X-Star Premium, but it's all basically the same rules when it comes to airline travel. And it is that you should bring this on the plane with you for two very specific reasons. Number one, if you check it, there's a chance of damage and there's a chance it might grow legs and walk away, or I guess in a drone's case, fly off into the sunset at the airport. But a couple of things I will say, if for some reason you do have to check this, or you do have to put this in maybe your roller carry-on bag or something like that, is if you can detach the camera, definitely detach the camera and have it with you. And the same thing goes for a larger size drone such as the Inspire 1. Please detach the camera and bring it with you on the plane if nothing else. If you have to check the body of the drone, detach the camera and bring it with you. That way, this doesn't get lost, stolen, or missing. And a lot of people, they're going to look at this and not know what to do with it anyway. So definitely bring the camera with you. The next thing that you should know when going through the airport is that the case that this drone comes with, specifically the Autel X-Star Premium, that case does fit in the overhead bin, so it is carry-on size. The beer cooler case that comes with the Phantom and other drones like that, that is also carry-on size. So you can bring that on the plane with you as well, put it in the overhead bin, or if your case is a little smaller, like something like the Mavic or the Spark, obviously you could put that in the seat underneath of you. But bring this on the plane. Please do not check this unless you have to for some reason. And if you do check it, make sure you add extra padding in the case around the drone, especially if you're using the original manufacturer case. Something that I like to do when I don't have any bubble wrap or anything around is you can use t-shirts or like old washcloths or something like that just to put in the case to add a little bit of extra padding around this so it's not wiggling like this too much, or when, you see when they throw it off the plane, they just throw it. There's no care taken. So when that happens, you definitely want to put some t-shirts, especially underneath these sensors and things, just to give it another level of protection that your case may not provide. But a really great case manufacturer, and there's actually two really great case manufacturers that I would recommend if you're going to be traveling a lot, especially air travel with your drone business. And one of them is GPC, and the other one is Pelican. They make awesome cases. In fact, I have a Pelican case for my Inspire 1, and I love it. It's great for traveling. And my Inspire 1 was actually shipped to me in the Pelican case, so it's very protective in that regard. So, and also I would detach the propellers as well. You just don't want anything weird to happen. And another thing I will do when I fly is take the battery out. And so let's talk about batteries for a second, because batteries are a big thing and a big concern. So here are the rules about batteries when it comes to air travel. So the way the FAA has decided that batteries can travel on planes is by the watt hours of the battery. So if you look on your battery, you'll see that it has a certain watt hours. So the milliamp on this particular Autel battery, it's 4,900 milliamp hours, which is irrelevant. And it's 72.52 watt hours, which you can see right here. And so the 72.52 watt hours is the number that you're going to want to really pay attention to. The rule with the FAA is that if you're under 100 watt hours, that you can bring an unlimited number of these batteries onto the plane. So this one's under 100. The Phantom batteries are under 100. The smaller batteries like this are going to be under 100 watt hours. You can bring as many of these on the plane as you like. However, when you start getting into the larger quadcopters, such as the Inspire 1, Inspire 2, and larger, there may be some problems with bringing these particular batteries on the plane, and specifically TB47s versus TB48s. So TB47s are good to go. I believe they're 90 or 99 watt hours. So those are good to go. You can bring as many of those on the plane as you choose. But the TB48s is when you start running into problems. So if you look at this TB48 battery, you can see that it is 129 watt hours, 129.96 to be exact. And so unfortunately, you can only bring 2 of these on the plane with you. And another note is that you need to bring these lithium batteries on the plane with you. You should not be checking any of these, the little ones, these ones, any of them. You should be bringing these on the plane with you. But again, back to the watt hours. The FAA restricts 2 of these per passenger. So if you do have multiple passengers traveling with you, you can give each of them 2 batteries. So if you have kids or you're bringing your spouse or a partner or someone like that, they can each carry 2 batteries like this with them. But you do need to bring these on the plane. And so while we're talking about flying with the Inspire case that comes directly from DJI is not officially a carry-on size case. Now, every plane is a little different with the size carry-on that you're allowed to have, but there's a standard. Every airline has a basic standard, and the DJI Inspire 1 case is wider than the standard dimensions that are allowed for a carry-on. So technically in some planes it will fit. The larger planes it will barely fit. The smaller planes, no chance. But officially the airline does not have to let you bring that Inspire case onto the plane because it is bigger than their standards. And at some airports like Philadelphia, Chicago, and other places where they're really strict about carry-on baggage, they're going to ask you to check it. So if you do have to check it, again, reinforce it with some t-shirts, especially under the sensors around the body, just to get it tight and snug in the case. Or better yet, get a Pelican case like what I have. And make sure, again, that you carry on these batteries. These need to be with you. And I'm going to talk about how to get through TSA with these in just a second. But these need to be with you on the plane. You also want to make sure that the camera for your Inspire, all of your cameras, are with you on the plane as well as a carry-on, because that's just going to minimize the amount of damage that they can get. I mean, cameras are not made to be jostled around and tossed around like this, like what I just did with this camera. So you want to make sure that your Inspire camera is with you on the plane. All of your Inspire cameras, whether you have the X4, X4S, Inspire 1, Inspire 2, it doesn't matter. Bring all of them with you on the plane just to minimize damage. So how do you get through TSA with these batteries? What should you do? Should you take them out of the backpack, put them in the backpack? Okay. I've flown with this particular drone, this battery, probably 7 or 8 times now. And I've experimented both ways, taking it out, leaving it in, and every single time they do the same exact thing. They always pull my backpack or whatever bag that these are in aside, or they pull the bin that these are in aside, and they wipe it down to see if there's any gunpowder or bomb residue on them. And then they look really closely. They look really closely at the numbers like this, and they say like, oh, 72.52 watt hours. What's the regulation on LiPo batteries? Well, I don't know. What is this battery for? This is a drone battery. It's every time I go through the airport. It's the same discussion with TSA about how I am allowed to have these batteries. So just so you know, if you're flying with a TB48 or a Phantom battery or whatever it is, just know, number one, it's going to take you a little longer to get through TSA. Not way longer. They're not going to subject you to a cavity search because you have a battery like this, but it is going to take you a little bit longer to get through TSA because they probably are going to pull this aside and they're going to wipe it down and put it through the machine and all this and that. And depending on what airport you're at, how busy it is, it may take 2 minutes, it may take 22 minutes, especially around the holiday season. So keep that in mind as well. You want to give yourself extra time when you get to the airport to get through security because of these batteries right here. So they're going to take it, they're going to swipe it, they're going to tell you that you're good to go. So when you're going through TSA, take these out of whatever bag they're in and put them in the bin separately. I've had one instance where they didn't do the whole wiping, swiping thing, but they did pull it aside, and one of the other buddies was talking to the other buddy deciding on if they needed to swipe it or not. So chances are it's going to get swiped. Just go ahead and take it out of your backpack. It's going to save you a lot of time. Or take it out of the bin or the bag or wherever you have this stored and just put it in the bin separately, just like you would with a laptop. So again, make sure you bring this on the plane with you. For sure, bring these on the plane with you. Bring your camera on the plane with you. And if you have to check your drone because it's too big, like an Inspire or something else like that, you're going to want to get a nicer, more protective Pelican case. But if for some reason you can't do that, it's not in your budget, or you're unable to get it in time for your trip, go ahead and reinforce your case with some t-shirts or with some washcloths just to provide that extra security. And one last thing, if you are checking your drone, put a lock on it. Again, I've heard of drones just flying off while they're at the airport or growing legs and walking off, and I would hate to see that happen to your drone while you're traveling, probably to a really cool destination. I hope you found this video helpful. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the new videos I put out every single week. And if you're looking for a way to grow your drone business, I have a free gift just for you. It is my profitable client course that will teach you how to get clients for your drone business in 4 days or less. If you click the first link in the description below, enter in your email address, I'll send it right over to you right away, and you could start growing your drone business immediately. I'll see you all in the next video. Fly safe. Bye.